Hi, I'm Jungkook. Can I ask you to a date? That's the message written in the paper. You just sigh because you know it will be unfair to Jungkook since he is making an effort. But you can force yourself to forgive him. You're not yet ready to do that. He'll be hypocrite if you smile at him but deep inside you are still upset and mad at him. Wow, how sweet. Is that from your husband? Stephen asked. He is your office mate. You look at him as you took the flowers and give it to him. Here, give it to your girlfriend so she'll be happy with you. Do you know, almost girls dream to receive a flower. Then why are you giving this to me? Because I already woke up from my dream. After that, you started walking to your desk. But before you sit down, you put the chocolate on Kay's table. Here, I know you love chocolates. You can have this. Really? Thank you. After work, when you left the office building, you saw the girls whispering while pointing to someone. You got intrigued who they were talking about and were told that he's handsome. So you look at where the girls were looking at as you saw Jungkook standing outside the building while leaning to his car. But instead of going to see him, you just pass on him and just ignore your husband as if you didn't see him. Until someone held your elbow. YN, please let's talk for a second. You turned around and scratched your forehead and acted irritated to see him. What do you need? Hurry up, I'm busy. Did you receive what I sent? Which one? The flowers? Next time, don't send me flowers because I'm allergic to pollen. I'm sorry, I don't know. Then I just send you chocolate next time. I don't like sweets, so please stop sending me chocolates. Then, can I invite you to eat at the restaurant? My sister owns a restaurant, so I often eat there. So I don't need someone to treat me. Then, I just send you home, please. Jungkook, I have my own car. I can go home by myself. I'm sorry, I need to go. As you left without looking back at him. Jungkook can't do anything. He just watched you leave until your existence completely disappeared. He took a deep breath and scratched his head while asking himself what he was going to do to make you forgive him. You're about to sleep when someone knocked on your door and your sister came in. Yeah, your husband was outside a while ago. It was raining so hard. He should go home. You get up from lying on your bed and peek out the window as you saw Jungkook's car outside. Just let him, you said. What's your plan? I don't know. Okay, but YN? You should talk about this problem of yours soon. You shouldn't prolong the problem because if you prolong it, it will cause more misunderstanding. I'm not saying that just forgive him as simple as that. Of course, you need to give yourself respect and show to him that he hurt you. He made a mistake. Okay, give him a lesson. A little hard time so he can totally realize that he was wrong and so he won't repeat it. But please, don't use methods like making him jealous or what. Because if you do that, it's like you're no different from him. You're not kids anymore for that. Remember YN, the problem is not be solved with another problem. Jungkook has a trust issue. If you make him jealous, for sure, he will misunderstand that and it will cause another problem. So just give him a hard time, then after that, you two need to talk. Understand? Mm, but Oni, how did you know that I intend to make him jealous? You're my sister. Of course, I know you well. Thank you, Oni. YM, Jungkook loves you. I clearly saw that from his eyes. And I know you still love him. Everyone makes a mistake. The important thing is he learned his mistakes and he won't repeat that mistake again. After your sister left, you pick up the window again, but this time, Jungkook cars is no longer outside your sister's house. The next day and the following days, Jungkook always waited for you outside your office building, but you continue on completely ignoring him. Until one day, you saw him again leaning against his car while facing at the entrance of your office building. You walk to him and ask, "Why do you keep coming back here? What do you want?" "I want to ask you to have a date with me because we haven't dated even once. I want us to know each other." "Okay, I will agree to go on a date with you, but I will be the one who choose the place and when." "Okay, it's fine for me. Thank you. Just wait for my call." As you left him again. Weekend, you're at the restaurant with your sister. While watching television, suddenly a K-drama that you're watching cut because of the news break. It said there was a strong storm when you thought to test Jungkook. If he tests you before, if you really love him, so now you are the one who will test him if he really loves you. You took your phone and dialed his number as Jungkook immediately answered you. "You want to date me? Then go to XXX place. Wait for me there." You heard him laugh on the other line and say, "Thank you. Don't worry, I'll wait for you there." But the truth is, you have no intentions of going. On our pass, it started to raining heavily outside, but still, you don't care and don't think about Jungkook. 2, 3, 4 hours have passed and still raining heavily. This time, you start to worry. What if Jungkook is still there? Even though he had an umbrella with him, in that kind of a heavy rain with strong wind, he sure got wet. "He's not stupid. I'm sure he already left there," you said to yourself. But your heart pounding so fast, as if there is something wrong. Your instinct says that he's still there. You are restless and anxious and worried about your husband until you stood up and took the umbrella and car key. When you got there, you didn't know what to feel. You felt guilty and being angry with yourself and him after you saw Jungkook standing there while holding an umbrella, but his clothes were so wet. He's shivering from the cold, but he's still waiting for you. You come to him and punch his chest. "Are you stupid? Why are you here? You should leave here. 15 to 20 minutes if I wasn't coming. You should have left. Why did you endure the cold for 4 hours?" But he just smiles instead and says, "Still, you came. The important is you came." You try to hold your tears and saying, "What if I don't come? But I know you will come." How did you say that? Because I trust you. This time, you couldn't stop yourself. You just cry and hug him. You didn't speak. You just hug him. Later on, you remove your coat and wrap it around his body because he was already shaking. His lips were pale and trembling. "Let's go, I will drive you home," you said and pulled him. While driving, you looked at him. He was silent and just closed his eyes, so you were even more worried why he wasn't talking to you. You stopped the car and checked on him. You were even more guilty because Jungkook was burning with a fever. That's why he was so silent. What have I done? You brought him to his room and changed his wet clothes. You just closed your eyes when you changed his pants and underwear. After that, you laid him in a bed. You took medicine for his fever and made him drink. You're about to get up to put his wet clothes that were scattered on the floor to the laundry, but he suddenly grabbed your hand. "Don't leave me, please." You caressed his hair and said, "Don't worry, I'm just here. I'm sorry. Let's talk after you get better, okay? For now, just rest." After 2 hours, Jungkook woke up and looked for you, but he couldn't find you in the room. Even though he was dizzy, he stood up and left the room, but still he can't find you in the living room. "Where are you?" he said and started to cry until he heard something. He immediately went to the kitchen as he took a deep breath in relief after seeing you cooking. He just burst into tears and back hugged you. Meanwhile, while you were busy making porridge for Jungkook, suddenly someone hugged you from your behind. That made you startled. From his sense, you know he's your husband. "Why did you get up?" But he didn't answer. He just cried while hugging you tightly and sobbing his face on your neck. "I thought you left," he said. "Didn't I say I'm just here by your side?" "I'm sorry. Please forgive me." You broke the hug and faced him as you held his face with your two hands. "I already forgive you. Please don't do that again. You can trust me and promise I won't break your trust." "I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. Let's forget about what happened and start anew fresh, okay?" As he nodded. "I'm sorry too if I made you wait for a long time and for ignoring you. You didn't need to say sorry. You didn't do anything wrong." "You want to eat? I made you a porridge." Later, he said and pulled you to the living room and told you to sit down as he lay on your lap. "Why are you acting like a kid again?" "I really wanted to do this as me, your husband, not because I'm pretending to be mental ill. I really like your scent. My mind becomes peaceful when I'm next to you." "Cheesy. I don't care," he said and subbed his face on your stomach. Until your phone rang. You answered it quickly after knowing it's your sister. Where are you? It's raining heavily outside. I'm at home with my husband. Ah, okay. Is everything okay now? Mm, then good. Have a nice day. He got up and sat next to you. Are you going back to your sister's house now? No, I'm not going anywhere. This is my house. My husband is here. He chuckled, and all of a sudden, he kissed you. The end. Thank you for watching Kubis. Good night.